guys.
Poor Decisions.
Back again.
Back. And in this week's episode, we were thinking of talking about bad bosses. So you've probably seen the movie Horrible Bosses. We have kind of a few stories that we want to share with you about our bosses, and maybe we would have gone to the extent that they did in the movie, but you know, you can judge it. But yeah, so basically, we went to uni together, as you know, in previous episodes. And I literally went from uni straight to this job because mum and dad were like, you need a job, you need to earn money, blah 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 blah. And I got an interview, passed the telephone interview first, then got a face to face, and they were about an hour and a half late in my interview, like to start with. I was gonna walk out, but then they called me in, and the interview was really sketchy. Like it was like my sister was interviewing me. Like they were just so stupid, the questions they were asking. Like one of them was like, would you bring stress to the workplace? Like no. You know, like if I don't know, that's a trick question. But yeah, so that was that. Anyway, they interviewed me, said that I was a good candidate, showed me around the office, and then they gave me the job. But what was weird, there's always something in there going on. Sorry guys, we have a band turning. But yeah, I went upstairs, looked at the office, and it looked like everyone was on the telephone calls, and they said it was an administration job.
Yeah.
So to me it looked like a call centre, but that wasn't disclosed at all. When I started the job, obviously, lo and behold, it was a call centre job. And it was intense, like the training was intense, and the managers were like, oh, you know, we're here if you need us, how are you getting on? You're doing really well. So it made you feel like, oh, I'm part of the team.
Yeah.
You know, these managers are actually really nice, really down to earth. And then, so there was 3 line managers, and there was 1 main manager. And line managers were nice. Like, I actually don't have a bad thing to say about them. But the main manager, so yeah, you know, like when you just get a feeling that he doesn't even know who actually works in the company.
Jesus.
Like he sits at the front and he just watches you. And if we put ourselves in like a timeout because we had to write someone an email whilst we were on the phone for the thing, they're like, what are you doing? Like there's 5 people queuing. And it's like, yeah, like
We're gonna have to wait.
I'm gonna get round to it. And like the more the job, like I was in the job for, the more his like colours showed, you know. And I was just like, you are a bit of a dick, aren't you, really? And I remember on like my last day, so when I left, and usually they used to do it where they would do a speech, right? Which is a bit cringy. But they used to get like the person to sit who's leaving in the like in a chair near where the main manager would sit. He would do this like really cringy speech, like, oh, it was really nice having you here, la 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 la. Oh, we've got you leaving gifts, blah blah blah. And then the back office, because we were in front and we had a back office who dealt with other bits like in their department, and they would come in and they would like say their goodbyes and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I left, because I was like, I know my manager doesn't like me because I just don't have time to sit there talking about fucking EastEnders in my free time. Like, I've come in, logged in, doing my job, and then I'm just fucking off. Like, at the end of the day, that's it. I don't want to stay.
Well, I would have spoke about EastEnders just so I don't have to do work for a little bit.
You know what? That's the point, though. You would speak about it, and he's like, I'll get back to your desk. And you're like, what the fuck? So, yeah, and I was just like, you know what, whatever. So, when I left, I gave my resignation, it was my last day, they, rather than, like, getting me up the front, because I was stuck on the call at first, he was like, oh, we're running over time. Anyway, I got off the phone call, and rather than him going like, come here to like my desk, he's come over to mine, and he's like, right, so we're gonna just have to do this really quick. And he was like, here's your leaving gifts. And I went, oh, like, and it was Pandora, and I was like, oh, you didn't have to get me a gift like this, like, you know. And he was like, oh, I take it back then. And I was like, what, like, you being sarcastic? Or, and like, you could see his face was like serious about it. And like, I remember once when I called in sick, so I had fainted the night before, and my ex at the time I was with phoned in basically because I just was so rough. I couldn't even like move in the bed. I was like stuck in the bed after I'd been because I went to hospital, and then they released me the next morning. And I was like, I'm not going to work. Like, I can't physically move. So I phoned in, I explained like I'm not coming in. They didn't phone me up. And and they're like in front of all my other work colleagues. Because the way the office was set, the managers sit in these tiny like corners around the office.
Yeah, that sounds annoying.
And they're like, oh, so what exactly happened? What unit was you in? Why was you there?
Are they hospital police?
You know what I mean? And I was like, I have a letter, like, or so I can get a letter where basically it did like a discharge letter, and it will show you where I was, why I was there. Like, I don't need to explain myself. And then she asked me this question, one of the line managers. She went, oh, just because we're in like we have to note this down. She was like, did you have any like sickness, diarrhea, anything like that? And I'm like, hang on a second, like you're saying this out loud in front of all my work colleagues, and if I sat there and was like, oh yeah, I did this or that happened, they're gonna know because you're literally repeating what I'm saying. I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing. And then two of my colleagues text me saying, hey, are you okay? We've just overheard your phone call with one of the managers. So I was like, are you joking with me? So I thought that's not confidential, like that's,
No, it's not.
you know. So I was like, I'm going to make a scene because I was like, at the end of the day, this is my health, my job. I don't want people knowing this shit. And then I went to another manager and I said, oh, the two managers that were on the phone with me, like they were so loud that they spoke about my stuff, like everyone knew about my shit. And she was like, well, I have to defend them because, you know, we don't actually have a private room. And I looked around and went, we're in a separate room right now at the back of the office. And she's like, oh, maybe it was taken up at the time. I was like, what, at 8 o'clock in the morning? And she was like, I don't know, like, I can't say no more. And I was like, this is just so
I would have said,
weird.
well, then don't do it again because
I
I said I
know.
can provide a letter.
I know.
You should have refused to answer questions.
I
You should
know.
have sent Samir in with a letter.
But I was like, you know what? I'm leaving. I think this was like before I was leaving anyway. I was
Right,
like, I'm leaving, so goodbye. But it was such a toxic job. And then like, there was one time where I think I was on holiday and he had a fall apparently. And he was off for weeks. And you know, that was the best month
always the
at
case.
work. Yeah, I was like, I'm loving life. I was like answering phones like, oh, good morning.
Yeah, all perky and happy,
And I was
innit?
like, this is great. And then, yeah, you come back. He'll be the type of person that if you've got a cough, you're coughing your lungs up, he'll be like, you're sick, you're spreading germs. I'm like, yeah, but if I didn't come in, you'd have a go. And then I'll turn off the AC, like on my side. And because he then comes over on my side, he's like, who turned the AC off? And I was like, I did, because I'm sick. Like, it's hurting my chest. He's like, leave it on. And he turned it on, and I was like, you know what, then fuck you. I'm going to go take a fucking sick day tomorrow. Even if I'm feeling better, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to come in and make myself worse. Because you really said I'm spreading around germs. I thought, fuck you.
You should have had a union to set on him.
I know. I wish I did. I was
Should have had a union to set on him. And put
because
out
I was like
grievance.
fresh out of uni, you know, you're like, I don't know what I'm right to, but now, if it was
a bit
now,
different,
like,
yeah.
fuck, I would have, definitely
Big time.
dragged him down to hell with me.
Big time.
But yeah, so he definitely is a manager that would have been on my purge list for sure. Yeah,
I get
100%. But how about you, sir?
So I've had one, no names, but
No,
if
that's
you're
what I mean.
watching
Yeah,
this,
no names.
if you're watching this is all you. Yeah? This is all you. I'm just real. This is all you. So basically, I started this job. I left my current job because I was working in Essex at the time for a year, just for the experience, and I enjoyed it. Well, I liked my manager. My boss was Like
Yeah.
I grew on that boss. I grew on him in the end because, it took me a while, but I was there for a year. Started applying for jobs.
Okay.
Took the job just down the road, basically, and they didn't pay me for a month.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't pay me for a month, and I was restocking the fridge with a colleague. Shout out to you. And she was basically like saying to me she hasn't been paid for a week, and she was like we were venting to each other.
Yeah.
Then the deputy manager comes in, bitch, and she comes in and she's just like, no, she's like listening, and I can see she's listening, but I'm testing the waters because I already know I can't trust you. I already know there's something about you that I don't like. What my mum would say, like a lot of Caribbeans say, is my spirit just doesn't take to a certain person, and that was how I felt. But so I'm going to test it anyway. 2 twos, she's left out of the office, and I've said to my colleague, yeah, look, she's going to run and tell the manager. So as I've finished stocking the fridge now, because she hasn't come back, bear that in mind, she hasn't come back at all. As soon as I finished stocking the fridges, I've come out, and then obviously my manager at the time, he was proper camp gay. And he came, he was like, you with me. Yeah.
You actually did that really good.
And I wanted to laugh. So I just followed. I just like, here it goes. So I just followed, innit? And he's like to me, don't be talking my business. And da 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 da. And I was like, listen, that's my business. Because at the end of the day, you haven't paid me for a whole month.
Yeah.
Slavery is over, so they said.
Yeah.
So why haven't I been paid? He went red in the face when I said that, because I mentioned slavery. I said, this is not free labour. How does it make me feel being in my mid-20s? Can't remember the exact age, I have to calculate. But how do you think I feel as an adult asking my mum to give me some money so I can get a fucking bus into work? How much do you need? Well, times it by the days you're going to put me in.
Yeah.
I can tell you what it is, £1.50 times it by the days, and then maybe you can give me it, but you need to sort it out because it's ridiculous. It's a month.
Yeah.
I've never worked into an establishment. I could have stayed at my last job. I could have took up the job in Wood Green.
Yeah.
Or Woodford, or Mile End, and they were, all three of them that I've mentioned were more money than here. I'm only here for convenience because it's close.
Yeah.
I could have took up those jobs, and I'm sure they would have paid me on time. And he just said, "Oh, I'm gonna speak with the accountant. I'll get this sorted for you." I was like, "Yeah, you fucking better, because I'm gonna carry on talking my business."
Yeah.
But I don't understand how you can come to me and tell me, "Oh, it's my business." You get paid monthly. We're meant to get paid weekly, and you're telling me I haven't been paid for 4 weeks worth. But you've got your monthly pay, yeah?
Yeah. So how does that work?
This was my thing. That was my thing with that fucker.
Yeah.
But it turns out that everybody in the whole building disliked him. I didn't realise it was just me, and then there was problems, like past problems that I found out about and stuff. Like he's got into somebody who nearly wanted to beat him up, stuff like that. I'm just like, oh, this is interesting.
But yeah, you're gonna like that sort of person. They're never gonna change, are they?
No, they're not. They're not. Because I was just like, what shit is this man telling me? You've pulled up the wrong woman. And I know who went to you and told them. I could have told you this to your face.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's my business. While she's being paid, I'm not being paid. It's all good that she's being paid and she's okay to do things with her son and her husband, but I'm sitting there poor at my mum's house. And when my friends invite me out to drinks, they have to buy me drinks. I can't even tell them when I'll be able to give them the money back.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but
it's
laugh.
true.
I was fuming at that point with that job.
Yeah.
Pissed.
Was that the one we walked into?
No,
that
that's
was
different. That one was
She's
in
gonna share
Hackney.
that
I was
one
saying
as
the
well.
area. That was in Hackney.
Oh yeah, of
I
course
was
it was.
there.
Yeah.
There was 4 managers. He was one of them, fucker.
Oh, God.
And like it was during COVID times and all that shit. Like, well, a little bit. No, after COVID.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you get what I mean. So they were a bit funny. Like nobody was wearing masks to begin with, and then all of a sudden somebody had COVID, and then obviously they were like, "Oh, we have to wear masks." I was just like, I had my little badge that said that I'm exempt,
Yeah.
so they ain't wearing that. And I wore a shield at first, and then he tried to put me in a bar, segregate me away from people. And then as soon as I got the job at that sales job that I left last year, I didn't hand in my notes. I just told them verbally.
Yeah.
I told the woman that hired me, like, I'm leaving tomorrow.
Right.
Well, I'm leaving today. I just told her. Then there, she was pissed. She was upset. And I'm like, thank you for giving me the opportunity, but there's too much things here. Their unfair treatment. I can pull the race card out and say that. Can't say it towards her because obviously she's mixed. Her dad's white, her mum's black. But there's a lot of like race and favoritisms going on here, and it's 0-hour contract anyway.
Yeah.
And the one I'm going to is more money. It's
Exactly.
contracted hours. Like I get sick pay.
Yeah.
So it was lovely meeting you. Thank you for giving me a chance and whatnot. And then I remember I was doing a photo shoot with you, and we see him. I said, "Look at him, the fucker! Look
like,
at you, cunt! I've left now."
Bloody guy, that's a bloody guy.
I was like, "Fuck you, pussy!" And he's there keeping his head like that. He refused to look. I said, "You fucking creep! Men are not supposed to have hair like that anyway. With your stupid man bun, you look dumb."
Yeah, I remember the
Must
night,
think you look nice. You don't look nice. Even if you was my type, you wouldn't even be my type, man. Fucking hell.
Don't. I remember what was it? So, I got this job, and I think I only stayed in it for about a month. It was a real retail job. So again, it wasn't about being in retail that was like, oh, I can't work more than a month. Like, there was 3 managers. One manager was really nice, and then there was a woman who was really bitchy, and then there was a man that was just a complete arsehole. And I hadn't really had much training, so again, they kind of just like, you get on with it, like, you're going to stack these shelves, la 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 la. Okay, cool. So I'm stacking these shelves. So the assistant manager, he was nice, he was quite young, but this woman asked me, she was like, oh, I'm looking for, I think it was like Egyptian cotton. And at that time, I was just like, again, I was like, I don't
Egyptian
know.
cotton.
Yeah, so it
That's
was like
random.
some sort of like, obviously, material, you know, like you can use in bedding and things like that. And I was like, I didn't think we sold that here. So when I got the assistant manager, he was like, you don't know what Egyptian cotton is? And I was like,
Well, we are in
I've
England.
heard of it, but I'm not trying to be rude, I didn't know we sold it. And
Yeah.
also I was like, I'm not a duvet expert, like, or like, you know, the cotton expert, where I'm like, oh, so this is Egyptian cotton, this is such and such cotton, la 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 la. This
Yeah,
is
there's
silk,
more to
like,
life than cotton.
do you see what I mean? Like, that's not my interest. And he was like, you don't know? And I was like,
Yes,
what?
I don't.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said.
And then I did actually say to him, do you know what an aperture on the camera is and what it does? And he just went like that. I was like, thank you. I was like, because that's my
bitch.
thing, you
I
know,
love
like,
that.
so yeah, he went silent. And after that, he did treat me okay. I was like,
I love
so
that.
like, don't get sarky me, because I get sarky back. But then, so I was stacking shelves. I mean, how hard can stacking shelves be, yeah? Apparently, this woman pulled me to the side one evening. She's like, so we need to show you how to stack shelves properly. And I'm like,
Excuse
I'm
me.
doing them how the lady who showed me how to do it, who works here, she's worked here for 3 years. She showed me how to do it and I'm copying her, yeah? I didn't think there was a whole fucking routine behind it, but okay. And I was a bit like, right. And then my contracted hours were to work from like 2 in the afternoon to 8 something in the evening. And we got to 8 and I was like, alright, see you later guys. They're like, where are you going?
Home.
I went, what do you mean where am I going? And they're like, no, you can't leave. You have to stack the shelves. I went, hang on a second. I was like, I'm really confused. Like, I thought I've been doing that the whole day. And they're like, yeah, no, you have to stack them. Like, we sometimes don't get out of here till like 11 midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, wait. So I was saying, so I have to stay here.
I would have quit
till
on the
you-
spot.
Yeah, literally, they're like, till I can be let out. They're like, yeah. Anyway, because the assistant manager kind of then favoured me a little bit. He was like, look, you can go, it's fine, you can go. And then the one thing that tipped all on the edge for me was I had to leave early one day for a photo shoot. And the nice manager guy was like, yeah, it's fine, no worries, like, you can go, no issues at all. And then I went into the office to go get my bag because I had lockers in the manager's office, which again was fucking weird. And the other guy, like the horrible one, was like, oh, where are you going? I went, oh, I'm leaving early. He went, you said you could leave early. I went, oh, so I can't even remember this guy's name, but I was like, you have a manager in my head, like the fucking nice one. And he was like, oh, okay, as long as it's been approved. I went, yeah, of course it's been approved.
Yeah, I wouldn't just be leaving.
So what are you doing then? Like, you got any plans? I went, well, I'm doing a photo shoot. And he went, what do you mean doing a photo shoot? I went, I'm a photographer, I take photos of people. And he went, oh, so that you're going to meet sexy women. I went, sorry? And he went, oh, you're going to take photos of... And actually, it wasn't of women, it was of men that day. I went, well, I have taken photos of women, but I also photograph men. And this photo shoot was of 2 men. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, so you're the photographer? I went, yeah. He went, yeah, I can see that. I wouldn't understand if you said you was the one modelling. I was like, okay. So I got my bag, went out, did my photo shoot, went home that evening.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah, I went home that evening and I just sent the nice manager a message going, thanks for giving me the opportunity, but I am not coming back.
Wow.
And they were really shocked. Like, he was like, oh my god, is there anything that we've done? Is there anything that we can persuade you to stay? And I was just like, I've not had a good vibe from these other managers, you know? But yeah, so that would be right.
Yeah, I'll call him back.
But so yeah, so that happened. But you know when you're just like, again, I think I'm going to add you to my purge list because there was no need for that comment. There's other ways and means of being nice to people. So yeah. But yeah, he's an arsehole.
Yeah, he is. He sounds like one. I can't believe he actually fucking said that to you.
Yeah.
Never in my life. I'd have
like-
insulted him then and there. What a cunt.
Well, I think, you know what? It's funny. So before my divorce, I was this like shy, timid girl who like wanted to say so much shit, but then never had the balls to do it. And since my divorce, it's kind of something's shifted in me. Like something's just like come over me, and it's like, no, actually, say shit as it is, and don't give a fuck. And now, I love it. I'm so confident in that sense that I can say what I want. If someone annoys me, it upsets me, I will say it as it is. And you know what? Being that way is so much better. Like, I feel so much better in my life than I did when I would bottle it all up, you know? And like, it just made me feel sick all the time. So, yeah, I'm glad I'm not like that no more. That is a tune.
Yeah, I do like this one.
This is my, is it the wee dance? Yeah, this is my, it's like the wee dance. I love it. That's written.
Innit? But yeah.
I know. I don't think I say any other horrible boss. I mean, my other manager, she's lovely. She was lovely, and she is still nice. I sometimes if I go in and see her, like she'll always be like, "Oh, you look really well. How are you?" La la la. So I haven't got really a bad thing to say about her. The only thing is, I don't think management suited her personality. You know,
the case.
I feel like she was too nice to be a manager. In a weird way, and I
Need
just
a bit of both.
Yeah, like
Need
she
a
wasn't
healthy
in the
amount
middle.
of both, 50-50, yeah.
But I mean, someone I know, or two people who you know as well. I'm not going to say names, but they work in a restaurant, and do you remember they're both. One of them was a manager. Well, both were managers now. One is only a manager, but the lifestyles they have, and like they're so stressed out. Like, I don't envy their lives at all.
When I work behind the bar, I've never been a manager, so I wouldn't even know what that is. I just work. I'm shattered. I'm sweating at the end of the day, and I just leave.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't really. My job wasn't to count stock.
Yeah, no.
Or to check the money at the tills at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So, you know.
I mean, like, again, like my job now, I think is the same. Like, the managers are nice enough, but again, I think maybe they're just a little. Some of them are too young. I think maybe still, and they're learning. But I don't think there's a lot of professionalism behind the management where I work currently.
Yeah.
Which is a bit sad, because I think if they were a bit more professional, I think the job would actually be a bit better.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's no training, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, where do I go to put this person into this class, or what do I, like? It's just like, I look like a lost puppy. Then the customer's coming in like, does she know what she's fucking doing?
Yeah.
And then I have to go into the manager, and then they come out, and then they sort it out. But rather than
Showing you and telling you what to do.
they just do it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what did you just do? And they're like, oh yeah, we'll come back, we'll show you that in a bit. And it's like, but then they don't. And it's like,
You have to remind
okay.
them.
Yeah.
You have to
all
chase
the
them.
time.
You have to chase
Really
them.
annoying.
Yeah, you
So
have
I've
to
got that to
fucking
look
chase
forward
them.
to tomorrow, but yeah.
Oh god, I keep forgetting
I
you're
know.
working on Saturday.
No, I keep forgetting that as well, to be honest. But yeah, the days just merge into one when you're like, because my job's not consistent.
I was gonna say that.
And you said that, didn't you, yesterday as
It's
well?
not consistent, yeah. So,
like,
you know,
I'm
you
getting
haven't got
lost.
that proper structural routine,
Yeah. But
which I like myself.
do you think you're like comfortable with your boss currently?
She's alright, but there's still things where I'm like, I'll probably move on because I want to move up.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to hold me back.
Yeah.
It's how I feel about it.
I think it's a good thing to have progression in a job, you know, and like to know where you want to be in a certain point of your life stage. You don't have to have it mapped out. Oh, by this day, that like this is how it's going to be. But it's nice to have that motivation.
110%, yeah.
You know, whereas like they always ask in interviews, don't they? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And it's like,
Well, not in
definitely
the same
not in the
fucking
same
role,
place, yeah.
obviously.
But I feel like they expect you to say that sometimes.
It's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's like my other, like going back to my first job I was talking about, and one of the managers come up to me and she's like, do you know if this person's leaving? And I'm like, I don't think they are. Like,
Why is she asking you anyway?
I know.
Bit
and
weird.
then she was like, "Oh, you know, this is such
Trying
a
to fish
turnaround
for
job."
something.
Well, that's what I thought. And I thought, I don't know. And to be honest, I didn't know, but even if I did, I'm not going to sit there going, "Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, that person's
I ain't
definitely
saying
amazing."
shit.
Like, you know, I'm going to back up my colleagues who've helped me, who've got my back, when you don't have my back.
Yep.
Your intentions is just, you do the job, that's all you're here to do, basically, for my satisfaction, so I can then do my job correctly.
Yep.
So that's how they see it, you know. But it is sad, like, I think even since COVID, like, I mean, I've spoke to a lot of people, like my dad's got a really shitty manager. I mean, even my ex, actually, I mean, not that I like to highlight my ex in a good light, but he was in a job in like a hotel one year, and he had a manager who had a crush on him, and this was a guy,
That's
so he was a
weird.
gay guy.
Oh god.
And he kept making jokes, and he was like grabbing his bum, and like he
Okay, that's sexual assault.
yeah. So there was one time where he come in with the right hump, this manager, and he just kicked off and shouted at him, and he like phoned my dad basically and was like, "Can I get your advice on da 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 da?" And my dad said, "Yeah, do this, say this, da da da." Anyway, they had a meeting with this guy, and it got taken further because he was being investigated for sexual assault.
Yeah, of course.
Not just on him, but other colleagues, like other people, making sexual comments as well. And in the end, he got moved. And then they all found out that he had actually been moved previously from another hotel because he did the same sort of thing there.
So why are they moving him? Why are they not
Why
sacked
did they
him?
sack him? Exactly. But there you go. It just proves,
Company's
doesn't it?
dodge.
Yeah.
That company's dodge.
And they were big hotels. They were like big, like Hilton hotel, but it wasn't Hilton. I can't remember now what one it was. But they were big, big hotels.
Yeah, that's dodge. Couldn't work for a company like that.
No.
I already just came from a dodge company, and I ain't looking to go back to
God,
another
no.
dodge company. Fuck that.
Yeah, your last job.
Fucking drama
She
for
just
days.
phoned me like, "Oh, this happened at work. This shit is
The
happening
guy
at work."
came in and was just like he's thrown his weight around, and then he typed out some shit, printed it off, and stuck it on the wall. One of the stuff, I've got it on my phone, some of it, but one of the stuff I remember is no banter. And I'm thinking, I do telesales here. I need banter.
Exactly.
But sometimes I'm feeling really low.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what the fuck do you mean? And then he had the audacity to come in Monday and be like, "Oh, it's very quiet." And this is all I said. I was typing. I went,
Contradictory.
"No banter."
Yeah.
That's literally what I said. No banter. Right, you're having a laugh.
I know.
Very like, it just seemed like he was trying to get people into trouble, trying to get myself into trouble, trying to fuck with me and things like that. But I'm mishandling him professionally. This time I had an ongoing grievance out on this motherfucker
Yeah.
because he tried to get in my face and stand over me all aggressive in the office and whatnot. And when I had my grievance meeting, like the area manager said, which was they were friends. See how dodgy this company is. They were friends. She said, "Oh, is there anything else interesting that happened this week that you would like to talk about?"
Yeah.
And I looked at him. I went, "So," but I looked at him. The eye contact meant you're fucked.
Yeah.
So this man was very aggressive. He was standing over me, and shush, man. And I just basically went in, said what happened. Because at that point, I remember my fists were clenched because I was going to punch him, but I thought, I remembered myself, and I was like, I'm at work, you can't punch him, this is not on the street. But that's how I felt. It was punch him, pick up the stapler, hit him in the head with it. That's how I was planning, like, ways to attack him, basically. Like, that's how I felt. Like, he was trying to take me there. He was trying to take me there, and I'm like, I ain't going to let you take me there. Just don't let me ever see you in my area. Because I will take you there. I don't work there no more. So I will take you there. I wasn't happy with that man at all.
I know.
Throwing his weight around and shit.
But I am intrigued to hear, again, if anyone's got any other horrible, bad boss stories. I think everyone does. Like, I can't see anyone in life being like, "Oh no, all my managers have been lovely." Like, I'm sure you've all had one, at least, bad boss experience. But comment below. We'll be very interested in hearing that. But we're out for today. Enjoy the sun if you're in it. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Take care, guys.
Take care, guys. Bye.